Chuck W30N, operating as W30C, net control for the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club net. This radio net meets every Monday here at 8 p.m. on the 146.73 megahertz WA3PBD repeater for Gateway Western Association. Membership in the Two Rivers ARC is not required to check into this net, so amateurs are welcome. If you'd like information about the Two Rivers ARC, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225, Greenock, PA, zip code 15047. That's P.O. Box 225, Greenock, PA, zip code 15047. We're also on the Internet's World Wide Web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. Radio Club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except August and December, starting at 7 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. We're open this net for checking as an emergency or priority traffic at this time. Does anyone have listings of silent keys in your radio amateurs who recently passed away? Okay, this one was announced last week. We had one last week from a former radio ham that lived in this area for many years when he was young. Ed Cox, Charlie Oscar X-Ray is his last name. Call sign Kilo Echo 3 Delta. He lived in the, I think it's the Austin, Texas area for many years. But he was raised in this area, in Murrysville area. He was the brother of well-known radio amateur Hillary Cox, November Fox 3 Quebec, NF3Q, or as many of us know him as Kilo 3 Victor Mexico Golf many years back. So we're going to take a standby for remembrance of Ed Cox, Kilo Echo 3 Delta. This is Whiskey 3 Oscar Charlie. Is Whiskey 3 Oscar Charlie. Okay. Please, I'm going to take some check-ins here in a moment. Please, when checking into this net, keep your call sign slowly and phonetically. You may spell out your call sign and state if you have any announcements or comments for the net. At this time, are there officers of the Two Rivers ARC wishing to check into the Two Rivers net?
W30C. W30C, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Bob and Elizabeth Township. Evening, Chuck. Evening to the net, no traffic.
W30C. Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel, Bravo. Jim and McKeesport. Good evening to everyone on the net. Hope nobody had any wind damage. No other comment.
Okay, got Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo. Are there any other members of the Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors wishing to check in?
W30C. This is Whiskey, Uniform 3 Uniform, Kurt and Elizabeth, no traffic.
Okay, Whiskey, Uniform 3 Uniform. Any other members of the Board of Directors wishing to check in? And unheard. All right, thank you. Thank you all. Let's see, I'm looking for stations that are operating mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County.
W30C. This is Kilo Bravo 3, leaving November Charlie, portable, no traffic.
W30C, WA3PBD, Andy, portable, West Mifflin. Yes,
You're a problem. Get portable in for a day.
W30C.
3 Victor, Sierra, Paul, Dan, Beaver County. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net.
W30C.
306.
Damn it.
Kilo Bravo 3. Delta 8 What's
Good evening, Chuck. Everybody on the net. No further comments.
W3OC. W3OC. Please recognize Whiskey America 3, Alpha Hotel Charlie. Antonio Seri, Pittsburgh. Good evening to Chuck and those on the net are no traffic. Finally.
Good evening, Chuck.
Okay, thank you. I got a bunch that time. See, I got Kilo Bravo to Lima November Charlie Portable, Whiskey America 3 Papa Bravo Delta Portable, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa Portable, Kilo Bravo Sierra Papa, Kilo Bravo 3 Delta Victor Delta, Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie, and Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel. Anybody else mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County?
November 3 Zulu Charlie Hotel Portable.
November 3 Zulu Charlie Hotel Portable. Anybody else mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County? None heard. Now we'll open up for general check-ins. Anyone else would like to check in who hasn't done so, please call them up.
W3OC. This is November 3, Papa Sierra Uniform. Chuck, Pittsburgh. Hello, Chuck and over on the net.
W3OC. W3OC, please copy Whiskey 3, Sierra Hotel Foxtrot, Steve at Pitcairn Heights. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net.
Okay, got November 3 Papa Sierra Uniform, Whiskey 3 Sierra Hotel Fox. Anybody else? Okay, none heard. All right, okay. Well, we'll pick up some more later, hopefully. Let's see, I got a Newsline transmission keyed up on the computer. We'll play that in a little bit. Let's see, some general announcements, some Two Rivers activities. The radio club has several other radio nets on the air during the week. On Wednesday evenings, we have what they call the Gap Net. It's an informal net that meets on the starts at 8:30 p.m. Excuse me, it operates on the link 147.12 and 442.250 megahertz repeater system. Thursday night, we have a 10-meter net. It starts at 8 o'clock p.m. on 28.450 megahertz. So the club also has a Hampton Eggs breakfast that's held on the second Saturday of every month at Dice Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, near White Oak. If you're familiar with the area, Dice Cornerstone Diner is located at the entrance to the Olympic Shopping Center from PA Route 48. We have an exam session tomorrow evening, amateur radio exam session. Let's see, where's that? From the Two Rivers ARC VE team, starts at 6:30 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue, Elizabeth, PA. You can try registering if you want. Email is veteam@trarc.net. veteam@trarc.net. You can try 412-751-9657. 412-751-9657, or you could walk in. Walk-ins are accepted too. So that starts tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. at Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department, Social Hall, 409 Oxford Drive in Elizabeth, PA. Also, the Two Rivers ARC strip ticket fundraiser project is still ongoing. Anybody wants strip tickets, you can ask me after the net here. I'll stand by for a few minutes to see if anybody wants those. You should be able to get them from any of the club members too. Not all the club members have tickets, but there are still some left. Not a lot, but there are still some left. And that's based on the Pennsylvania lottery drawing of March the 17th, 7 p.m. edition on the daily number. So get a chance to, if you're interested in that. A very limited amount of tickets, I think it was 200, I believe, is all that there were available at the time. Okay. Okay, looking at other activities coming up. we got here? This weekend, on the 12th, Saturday, the Bree Shooters Ground Wave Contest digital mode operation starts and runs from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on a 10-meter band. More information on that, including logging forms and all that kind of stuff, rules, are on their website, www.breeshooters.org. And this item I've been seeing via email here lately. On the 12th and 13th is the QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo. That is not a free thing, I don't believe, but more information is on their website, hamexpo.com. Also this Saturday, the 12th, the Warren County Ham Fest is coming up, sponsored by the Boy Scouts of America Venture Crew 7 at the Free Methodist Church up in Youngsville, PA. Okay, got some exam sessions also coming up. On the 19th, the Skyview Radio Society has an exam session. It's in the morning, I believe, with their clubhouse up at Turkey Ridge Road in New Kent. The Carnegie Tech Amateur Radio Club has an exam session at Pittsburgh at Carnegie Mellon University. Okay, and let's see, also 26th to the 27th of March is the Seek the Worldwide Works on Prefix Contest phone operation. And on the 26th, in Greensburg, PA, the Westmoreland Emergency Amateur Radio Service will have an exam session at the Masonic Lodge 225 in Greensburg, PA. Of course, coming up on April the 3rd is the Two Rivers ARC Ham Fest at the McKeesport Palisades and Event Center, 105th Avenue, McKeesport, Pennsylvania. We're also going to have an exam session there, an amateur radio exam session too. Let's see, looking at the flyer, let's see, directions will be on this repeater, 146.73 megahertz and 146.52 for mobile check-ins. Prizes are included an ICOM 7300 HF transceiver and a Linko DJMD5 XT dual band DMR handheld, an HP 14-inch laptop computer, a Nano VNA vector network analyzer with book, and I'm sure other stuff too that's not been announced yet. Advanced price tickets are available. You can order them if you want to. There's information on our website, www.trarc.net. Look through one of the drop-down boxes that says Hamfest. You'll find information on that. Exhibitors are still being accepted. Let's see the website. Okay, anybody's interested in that, you contact Bill, Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Papa. Phone number 412-260-5699. As if you wish to sign up for an exhibitor table, 412-260-5699, or email to this email address, atsfbill2@gmail.com. I'll repeat it, atsfbill2@gmail.com. Okay, that gives you an idea of that coming up. Let's see. Other stuff coming up. North Hills ARC is currently offering a raffle for an ICOM IC705 HF QRP transceiver. Limited amount of tickets. I'm not sure where you get the information, but this information says P.O. Box 15333, Pittsburgh, PA 15237. Looking up a little bit further down the calendar, April the 24th is the Pittsburgh Area Antique Radio Society Tri-State Radio Fest. That's if you're interested in a lot of vintage radios and receivers and things like that. That's a very good deal. I've been to it in the past. And the location is the Center Stage Banquet Hall, 1495 Old Road, BRODHEAD, in Monaca, PA 15061. And also, the Waters Association of South Hills hasn't already announced their Hamfest for next year. For 2023, it'll be Sunday, February the 26th at the Home Economics Building in South Park. Okay, looking at some other things coming up. Okay, looks like May 1st and 2nd, I believe, is the public service event for the Pittsburgh Marathon. They're looking for volunteers to help with communications. Jeff M3 MHS is the sign-up coordinator for that. That's on May the 1st and 2nd. Okay. Looking a little bit further down the list here. June 4th and 5th is the Breeze Shooters Ham Fest. They've announced that already for the Big Butler Fairgrounds, Route 422 in Prospect, PA. More information on their website, www.breezeshooters.org. July 30th is a Ham Fest by the CVARC group. It's Ham Fest 2022. It's at the CVARC EMA Showgrounds, 1501 Criders Church Road in Chambersburg. August the 13th, Uniontown ARC Gap Fest is coming up at their clubhouse at 433 Old Pittsburgh Road in Uniontown, PA. Okay, a lot of information I just gave you is on the Two Rivers ARC website, www.trarc.net. Look at the ground at the one of the drop-down boxes that says Pittsburgh Events Calendar. You'll find it, and any other thing that I put up there. Okay, let's see. I don't think I missed anything. Did anybody have me repeat anything they want to hear? W3OC.
W3U was comment.
Okay.
If you mentioned it, I missed it, and it's probably worth reiterating again. Next Tuesday, March 15th, at our monthly meeting, we'll have Chief Matt Brown from Allegheny County Emergency Services. He'll be there to talk about the possibility that we're switching over to P25. All is welcome. You don't have to be a member of the Two Rivers Club. Starts at 7 o'clock. You can stay for Matt Brown, who's going to be at the beginning. And if you want to leave after that, that's fine, but you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. WU3U.
Okay, thank you. I missed that. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else have any comments?
B3OC and 3TAU. Can you check me and Chuck on portable tonight, please?
Okay. Okay, I got N3TAU. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, let me switch over and see what Newsline's got tonight. I think there's some stuff on Ukraine on there tonight. I haven't listened to it yet, but it shows up on the headline. W3OC.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2314 with the release date of Friday, March 4th, 2022, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST, medium and shortwave carrier messages into embattled Ukraine. A transatlantic triumph for a replica transmitter, and what lengths would you go to with a portable antenna? All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2314 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, Stephen Kinford, NAWB.
Our top story this week takes us to the medium wave and shortwave bands, where broadcasters are responding to the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. Kevin Trotman, N5, PRE, brings us those details.
With amateur radio banned in Ukraine following the Russian invasion, broadcasts on the medium wave radio frequencies have taken on increasing importance in the past week. In the U.S., the Miami, Florida commercial shortwave station WRMI has been carrying broadcasts 6 days a week of Radio Ukraine International, the official overseas service of Ukraine radio on 510 kilohertz. There are no Friday broadcasts. The schedule can be found on the website at WRMI.net. There are also reports that the BBC World Service has begun carrying shortwave broadcasts directed towards Ukraine. According to the website hfunderground.com, Those broadcasts began on February 24th, covering news events. In Italy, the Nexus International Broadcasting Association, an apolitical global organization, announced on its website that it has increased its transmitter power on 1323 kHz medium wave into Central and Southern Europe and has a good reach into the area of conflict as well as Poland, Romania, Belarus, and Western Russia. A note on the website says, quote, "We have increased our special news coverage, adding repeats of the most informative and inspirational programs in English to support displaced people and cover the latest events in Ukraine and nearby countries," end quote. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE. In an environment of global challenges, emergency communication becomes even more critical. Jeremy Booth, G4NJH, tells us about an international exercise that succeeded recently in sharpening ham radio preparedness. IARU Region 1 conducted its first test of the newest tool in its emergency communications toolbox on the 26th of February. Stations representing 14 countries around the region included use of the geostationary satellite QO100 as part of their response to a simulated global emergency. There were 22 stations in all, demonstrating how the amateur radio community can be effective, passing messages despite the inevitable language barriers and equipment failures. According to Greg Mossop, G0DUB, the IARU's emergency communications coordinator, the exercise was a success, underscoring how amateur radio stations can respond across a region that stretches from South Africa north through to Europe and into the United Kingdom. The next test is planned for October. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Booth, G4NJH. A proposed fee to be levied on communications equipment in federal forests is a major concern for one group of hams in Michigan. Gretchen Kudnick, K0STH, has that story. Hams in Michigan who provide emergency communications have told local officials that because they rely on the use of a tower located inside a national forest, they may now face a new fee of $1,400 to operate. According to a report in the Manistee News, the Manistee County Amateur Radio Operators Club received notice from the U.S. Forest Service that there might be a fee for their use of the tower. Forest Service officials announced in December that they have proposed such fees for any communications users, including cellular phone providers, maintaining permanent equipment on Forest Service land. The agency has reopened the public comment period on the proposal through March 31st. Comments can be posted online at federalregister.gov. The American Radio Relay League has filed comments asking for ham radio operators to be exempt from the fee. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Christian Kudnick, K0STH. A transmitter that was built to honor the one used 100 years ago during the famous transatlantic test scored big during a brief QSO party on Saturday, February 26th. Kent Peterson, KC0DUI, tells us about it. It was a memorable moment as the 100-year-old vacuum tubes inside a replica of the transatlantic test transmitter powered a signal that once again spanned an ocean, and perhaps even time. For 3 hours, 3 museum volunteers put out call sign W2AN/1BCG on the air, marking the successful completion of repairs done since the replica's activation for the December centennial of the historic December 1921 test. Ed Gable, K2MP, Peter Such, WB2UAQ, and Bill Hopkins, AA2YV, operated for 3 hours from upstate New York, feeding a T antenna with lots of radials. The moment seemed right. Ed told Newsline, quote, "A very nice thing happened," end quote. He said the operators crowding the bands for the weekend's 160-meter SSB contest appeared to move aside and make room for the important 375-watt transmission. Some high points, reaching further west in the U.S. to log W8KGI in New Mexico, and crossing the ocean once more, logging OH1XX in Finland and YO2VG in Romania. Ed, the museum's curator emeritus, said this ends the 100-year celebration. He said, quote, "The transmitter now goes into display mode at the museum and will wake up sometime in someone else's future," end quote. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kent Peterson, KC0BGY. The newest advanced class license holder in Germany is a YL barely in her teens. Ed Durant, 85LP, tells us about her. The 13-year-old girl in Germany can now join the rest of her family on the air and celebrate her recent achievements. Congratulations to Frederica Deutsch, DH9SD, who has become the country's youngest person to currently hold a Class A radio amateur license. She follows in the footsteps of another bright YL, Laura Birdmont, DL2JJ, who was only 10 years old in 2017 when holding her previous call sign of DO9JJ, upgrading her license from novice to full, joining both her parents on the air. Frederica passed her license exam administered by BNetSA, the Federal Network Agency, and now joins her parents and her grandfather as active hams. According to a press release from the TRARC, she has been a member of the German Amateur Radio Club since late last year. With her new advanced level of license, she is permitted to transmit on all ham radio frequencies in Germany. Be listening for her on the air. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ed Durant, DD5LP. Online nominations are now being accepted for Bill Pasternak's WA6 ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. Newsline's Mark Abramovich, NT3B, is the chairman of the YHOTY Award Committee and has this report. Our founder, the late Bill Pasternak, WA6 ITF, established this award 45 years ago to recognize the outstanding achievements of young people, boys and girls, through amateur radio. It brought him great joy to read the many nominations he forwarded to a select group of judges to choose the winner. He insisted on an independent panel of amateur radio's best to pick from the nominees. I can tell you, Bill was always thrilled with the results. I know this because Bill asked me to fill a board vacancy and serve as the chairman of the award and judging committee in 2002. I was honored that Josh Abramovich, KD3GWY, now KK4WDP, my son, was nominated by a fellow scouter to receive the award, and we met in Huntsville where Bill presented it. We lost Bill in 2015. However, his legacy lives on as the Amateur Radio Newsline staff unanimously agreed to attach his name to the award to honor his memory. Now it's up to you. We here at Newsline need your help to identify a young person 18 years or younger living in the continental USA to nominate for the 2022 award. The nomination form and details are available at our website, arnewsline.org. Now, we only accept online nominations to speed the process and make it easier for you to compile photos, letters, emails, and anything else you can think of to help us get to know the young person you're endorsing. The most important link right now in all of this is you. Don't wait until the last minute because a good nomination packet takes time to prepare. The deadline for nominations is May 31st. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mark Abramovich, NT3B.
Time for you to identify your station. We're the Amateur Radio Newsline heard on Bolton stations around the world, including the N70EI repeater in Navajo and Apache County, Arizona, on Thursdays at 7 p.m. local time.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Short.
Many amateurs search for the biggest and best antenna. At their recent field day, however, some hams in New Zealand proved they would go to any length, and we do mean any length, to meet it. ZL2BHF brings us that story.
That's not an antenna. This is an antenna. Chris Vidal 4RA led a group on the South Island of New Zealand looking to try something different in the 2022 Jock White Memorial Field Day on the last weekend in February. Chris had scouted out the Vidal 3 Soda Summit. He, Russ Vidal 4JW, and Jim Vidal 4JI had a plan, operating portable with a quarter-kilometer long wire. Yes, portable. The antenna was to cross a gully pointing northeast to cover New Zealand and perhaps into VK as well. That's 3 wavelengths on 80 meters and 6 on 40 meters. Or, as Chris describes it, ridiculously long. It took some effort to install the 20-foot masts in the wind and rain and to run the wire. One backstage support was a problem due to the strain on it from this length of wire, but it survived. The result? Success, even with just 100 watts maximum power. Although the antenna bandwidth was a bit narrow, both transmit and receive signals were strong. 70 reports of unexpected QRM, but by Sunday, the antenna was truly going the distance. And that's the long and short of it. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meacham, the LTBHS. If the technical side of amateur radio interests you, this next report from John Williams, BK4 JJW, might be of special interest.
Registration has begun for the South African Radio League's Technical Symposium, which will explore amateur radio technology. The virtual event is being held Saturday the 9th of April on the Blue Jeans platform. Presenters include Sylvain Azarian, F4GKR, President of IARU Region 1, who will talk about software-defined radio and various ham radio applications. Paul Rademacher, ZS6CR, will discuss ways to analyze GPS position data to detect RF propagation disturbances. Brian Jacobs, ZS6YZ, will update everyone on the League's Next Generation Beacon project. Other discussions will cover the AMSAT South Africa AfriCube satellites and SARL 100 project, which is preparing for the League's centennial celebration. The symposium is free for members of SARL and AMSAT South Africa. Find the link to register in this week's text version of this Newsline report. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4JJW.
The pilots have quieted down and it's all over but the counting after the Pluto Anniversary special event held last month. Randy Fly, W4XJ, has the numbers. Over 6,500 hams reached for the stars last month, but we're happy to reach a dwarf planet instead. From February 14th to the 21st, amateur radio operators celebrated the discovery of Pluto by contacting Whiskey 7 Papa and Whiskey 7 Papa /0 for the Pluto Anniversary Special Event. This annual countdown will last until the centennial of the discovery in 2030. Most of the operation took place from a trailer at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, where Clyde Tombaugh changed the understanding of our solar system on February 18th, 1930. Held in conjunction with the I Heart Pluto Festival at the observatory, the event is in its second year, organized by the Northern Arizona DX Association under the coordination of Bob Wirtz and F7E. The final tally may show as many as 7,500 contacts logged by the 18 operators at W7P and the 5 operators on W7P/0, which was led by Doug Tombaugh, N3PDT, nephew of the famed astronomer. The team was contacted by stations from all 50 U.S. states and 57 countries. For QSL information, look up W7P on QRZ.com. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Randy Sly, W4XJ. If you claim it, and it has no name, you name it. That's the concept behind a new challenge from managers of the International ATMA Summit Award Scheme. Ed Durant, 85LP, tells us what's going on. The Southern Bavaria Association of HEMA added 101 summits to its list of those that can be activated under the award scheme on February the 26th. HEMA summits have a prominence of between 100 and 150 meters. They all have a code with a latitude and longitude designation, but several are lacking a name. The new option allows the first activator of any summit, currently described as no name, to give that summit a name within the HEMA system. The name cannot be rude, slanderous, or contain any words that are trademarked. Otherwise, use your best operating strategy when you're on the summit, and then come back down and use your imagination. Submit your log along with the proposed name. For details of the scheme, visit hema.org.uk. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ed Durant, DD5LP. In the world of DX, there's less than a year to go for the 3Y0J Bouvet Island expedition, according to an announcement from the team. Operators have confirmed that January 6, 2023 is their scheduled date to leave Cape Town, South Africa for their destination aboard the vessel SB Merlot. The expedition is expected to be active for 44 days in all. The operators are building in a contingency week. Bouvet is the second most wanted DXCC entity. Be listening for White SD1, EG Hans, DK8RE Frank, DM5WF, and Hans DL8UUF, operating as 080EG from Foxta Along.
the largest island in the Finnish archipelago. They will be on the air between April 1st and 9th, operating on 150 through 10 meters. Station OH0ET will participate in the Polish SPGX contest on April 2nd and 3rd, using CW and SSB during the contest. Outside of the contest, operators may also use the call signs as OH0/DM5WF and OH0/DK8RE. Last week we ended our newscast with a story about boat anchors. This week, Jason Daniels, DK2LAW, tells us something about some other boats that occasionally become useful to hands in Australia, the ferries in Sydney.
Now, here's an amateur radio contest that's managed to stay afloat for a number of years. But let's face it, these hands have traditionally had a bit of help. They've boarded ferries in and around Sydney Harbour for what has customarily been a 6-hour competition on UHF and VHF with their HTs. This year's event by the Waverley Amateur Radio Society is still afloat, of course. But the pandemic has taken it mostly to dry dock and shortened it to a 4-hour contest. Hands, as always, adapt to circumstances. Competitors for the Sunday, March 6th event were asked to operate on land or their own boats within sight of the harbour and to avoid mingling with ferry passengers. The contest rules allow operators to use repeaters or to make contacts on simplex. The rules even permitted operating from home or mobile station. In the tricky waters of this global pandemic, the Waverley Club has adjusted, realising that what works is whatever floats your boat, or not. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
With thanks to the Antique Wireless Museum, ARRL, the BBC, CQ Magazine, David Beaver, K7DB, the DARC, Ed Gable, K2MP/W2AN, Nexus-IBA, Ohio Penn DX, QRZ.com, the Radio Society of Great Britain, South African Radio League, Southgate Amateur Radio News, shortwaveradio.de, SWLING Post, Waverly Amateur Radio Society, WRMI, YouTube, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. You can write to us at newsline@arnewsline.org. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. For now, with Tyranny Murray, KD2GUT at the East Desk in New York and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, NAWB in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2022. All rights reserved.
Good evening, 8:38 p.m.
Send me a trip CNET control for the 2 Rivers ARC net. That concludes this week's Newsline transmission. Okay, I have no other traffic to announce. Hopefully I'll see many of you folks, club members especially, at the club breakfast on Saturday over there at Dodge Corner Diner. It starts at 9 o'clock. I think it's second Saturday, so that should be this Saturday. Okay. With that, we'll take some late check-ins. Anyone else like to check it in? That's so called.
W3SYR, check.
W3OC. Please copy Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel. Very good, Castle John. It is a check, but it is a net, I have no traffic. W3OC. Please recognize Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Papa. I'm a little late. Bill in Jefferson Hills, good evening.
Okay, thank you. Got Whiskey 3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel, with Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Papa. Anybody else wish to check into the tours? Okay, so that's now concluded. I show 18 check-ins. I'd like to thank everybody who did check them this evening. I hope nobody had any problems with the the blasted storm we had went through here earlier today. But hopefully none of you had any problems with the radio antenna. That's always a concern. With that, I'm going to close the net out at this hour. Thank everybody for checking in, and I hope to see everybody next week. Whiskey 3 Oscar Charlie, also known as W3ON. Good night.
W3ON KB3 DVD. Chuck, what's the name of that restaurant that you're talking about?
Dive Cornerstone Diner. Dive Cornerstone Diner.
I'm sorry, what's it called again?
Dive Cornerstone Diner. Dive Cornerstone Diner.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And it's this Saturday at 9?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. All right, well, have a good evening. Talk to you another time. KB3 clear.